Hey everyone, and welcome to another speed build in Valheim. Today we're going to build this wonderful wooden dragon Serpent over here. This is potentially my best build so far, even though I've built a couple of buildings and houses and, different things. But today, this is something rather special, and I wanted to keep it on the first-person perspective today. Simply because I think you can see this in a better way, and I also did some cuts, so it's not like extremely fast. It's only like 3.5 times sped up here, so you guys can actually see how it has been created. So it appeared yesterday that I had this little idea in my brain. It just happened when we were going on a little boat tour in here. There are those sea serpents going on here, and we haven't been fighting them yet, simply because we are not equipped fully for that, but I figured, it would be kind of cool to have like a little monument in front of our little village that is basically a little serpent. You've seen it from the thumbnail. Hopefully you guys are already pretty interested, so stick with me throughout the building process. You can see how I did this, and I do admit already that this is potentially not looking like exactly the way I would love it to look, but this is done with the limitations of the base game. Even though I'm running Valheim Plus, I did not activate the building tools, so this is the basic game building I'm using. Nothing that you couldn't do without a mod or whatever. It is the base game, so to say, and I try to do my best in order to find some techniques and tricks and so on to make it look the best way possible. You can see I'm merging a lot of pieces here into each other, making sure it looks kind of nice. This was basically just a little testing ground here, in order to make sure to see how the rotation has to look, and all that kind of things that you always have to look into once you start a building like that. I had the general idea already in mind that I wanted to have the serpent going into the ground and coming out again, so it looks almost like it's it's moving through our area here, and then later on use the stone to build around and make it kind of appear as if it is breaking through the stone. I think that looks kind of fancy at the end, and it's something different, because I think this would be really cool to have some statues and stuff like that in the game. We do have all these little trophies you get from the animals or from the creatures around, but they only drop like smaller things you can put on the item racks, but none of them are like bigger statues and stuff. I would love to see some statues. That would be actually really cool, and I would also love to see some more ornaments and stuff. I think they could really help out a lot in order to make things build a bit better, and get some more details in. I mean, that would be actually great, to be honest. Yeah, from here we go on building now the detail of these things, and honestly these builds are always kind of a little bit of a trial and error until I have found the exact right tool I want to use for it. So yeah, if you guys are interested in more builds like that, let me know in the comments down below, because I'm fancying to build some more stuff like this, and if you guys have some ideas what could be done with the tools in here, then please let me know. And also, if you guys are interested in a Valheim server, I'm planning to release my server I've been running on the last couple of weeks to the community, so to my new Gilded. So if you guys are interested in a Valheim server, we might have up to 10 spots each at a time. But obviously I would make that like open for everyone with the dedicated role in our Gilded channel to zoom in and enjoy the build, and I will also tune in to do a little showcase of that every now and then. So if you guys are interested in that, please let me know in the comments and join our Gilded. I will make a little poll in the Gilded server, so you can actually have a look how many people would love to have it, and then I'll speak to Nitrado to make maybe another one, and that's the cool bit of being a Nitrado partner is really doing that. Now, as you can see, I'm building the generic pieces here to get a feeling of space, and honestly I have put over 50 hours into the game in the last 2 weeks, which I'm a little bit shocked, to be honest, that I have, but this was only to get the hang of the game and get the techniques in, and get all the kind of things running that I needed to. So you can see I will try a few things here and there that do not make it into the final build, but I'm trying a little bit of a few things. I wanted to make some, at a certain point I was about to do some legs as well, to make it really like a dragon and not a serpent, but at the end I figured a serpent might look cooler. However, that might not be the end of this build. Maybe I'm going back and trying myself on some feet again if I do have a better idea. I tried doing this with like wooden stacks or like with the stone stacks, and it all just didn't look the way I wanted it to look, and yeah, I just didn't feel it, For me, my builds are almost like always about the feel, especially when I build stuff like that with the planks, because this building over here is a lot more freeform. I barely even use the snap tool whatsoever. I try to avoid snapping as much as possible and only use this for when I wanted to make like a base structure, just like over here. This will be the base structure for the head segment, but then I figured it's not really in the right position, and I just left this lower ring over here to have a feeling of how wide I want to get this thing in the final version. And then yeah, anyways, if you guys want to see again the final transition and also nice wonderful foggy image of this finished version, stick with me to the end. There is the final picture of that. It's actually kind of stunning. I don't know if I will take that as a thumbnail or the brighter one. Usually on YouTube brighter images do work better, so potentially I will have chosen then later on the brighter image, but there's also a very cool fog image that I took in. Actually, I wasn't even meant to take that. It's not the 100% finished version, but I accidentally hit the screenshot button, and then yeah, it just happened. Also, let me just quickly do this, and also if you guys are still with me in the commentary to this point in time, I try to improve the time-lapse quite dramatically by avoiding any kind of dark, rainy sections. So I actually paused the game whenever there was rain coming on, and I went back to do some other crap, you know, get some resource gathering and stuff until the weather turned nice again, and I continued building then, which for the flow of the building, I tell you, is not the best thing to do, but I think for the end result, now also me looking at it, I think it's a way better idea to do it that way. Please give me some feedback if that's better, in order to make this ego perspective, or like the point of view of the player, a better experience in time-lapse. And I mean, especially with fog and stuff, you can't really tell anything. Yeah, over here you can see I used two of these wonderful dragon ornaments that you do make out of fine wood as a tongue over here, and I used two more of them for kind of some elements on the ears, and I used another one which you will see later on as the final bit of the tail, which I think looks fantastic, and it makes the whole thing look even more finished. Yeah, I don't know, maybe you guys have to answer me the question of the feet, or the claws, I should better call them, in the comment section down below. If you think we might add some claws, let me know. And if you're interested to see the village that I'm building currently on my server with my brother, let me also know down in the comment below, so I just get a feeling of what you guys want to see and whatnot. That would be amazing, and just to give me an idea if you guys want to see more of this Valheim content. I do have some builds prepared, you know, there is some stuff going on still. I got some more, you know, I don't want to call them boring, but more standard-ish builds, and I've got some stuff planned that is a lot less standard and more like the Serpent over here, a bit more creative, a bit more testing the tools to the max. And yeah, just to be well prepared for potential future updates of the crafting. And if the Valheim producers might accidentally see that video, maybe they get also an idea of what we crazy people who do create stuff like that need. So yeah, some smaller pieces would be amazing, some shorter pieces would be great, and especially I would love to see this 1 meter piece in the two different tilted versions as well, like the diagonal ones. I know with the crafting plus this works already, but as I said, I wanted to keep it rather to the basic building, so you guys have basically an idea what I did, and that you can actually all do it yourself. Then we move on to the mouth section of the Serpent, and oh yeah, I'm still not 100% happy with it. I think with the limitations we have, it looks fairly okay. I think the context of this whole thing gives you an idea what it should look like, but I'm not like 100% happy yet. There are some ways of improving it, I guess. Maybe I haven't found them yet, I don't know. This build overall took me like 2.5 hours, and then it's the pure building time, and then a couple of hours more for making breaks and stuff like that when it was raining or foggy or whatever. So yeah, all in all, I think there is some improvement lies still in there, but I guess with every building I will get better. And you know, as you can see from Planet Zoo or Planet Coaster these days, obviously with time and practice, there is always getting a bit better, you know, results out of it. It's the same with everything, you know, in all these building games, it looks a lot better once you have a lot of experience and, you know, all these kind of stuff. I might also try to build some stuff in the creative mode soon, just to not gather all these resources, because again, that's built in survival mode over here. So don't get me wrong, I did chop all the trees for it. I did not use some cheats or whatever. You can see I'm not flying around or anything like that because it simply doesn't work on the server. But yeah, I did some little tweaks here and there. You know, this is now making some of these ears, which obviously most serpents don't really have ears, so this is basically going more to a dragon-ish thing. And since I didn't want to do wings, I decided to do these kind of, I don't even know if there would be ears or if this is just like extended scales, you know what I mean? It's kind of something like that, but I'm not really sure if it is. I just figured it looks good, and here I just went for the looks of it. We do some detailing now, and I also figured that the neck segment over here is a lot too thin. And so I just decided to give it a bit more weight and give it a bit more thickness, which I guess looks good. And then I went on making those ear sections look a little bit better, a little bit more nice and finished. And I guess at this point you can actually see that it comes together. Also, if you are wondering, I just have a texture mod installed. This is the only mod I have. It's you know, that kind of affects the building, if you will. It doesn't really affect it only visually, and it only looks good for the good wood. So as soon as it's weathered, it doesn't really look different anymore. There's no texture yet available, but I just loved it. And yeah, there are some minor things I'm running. For example, the food mod, which is kind of nice because you have 3 additional slots where you can put in your food, and then you've got some hotkeys to use that. You know, these kind of mods are all just like performance mods and nothing that really changes the game, which I love mostly. I love using these kind of mods. I think this is the best way of using mods, when they don't really change the core game, they just improve things, especially for an early game like that, you know, which is still in the making, so to say. And I gotta say, but I will put this in a video. I find Valheim to be one of the best games in a long time, not only in the segment of survival games, but in general. I think this game is pretty awesome. It has a lot of things that is so well thought through. There's a lot to love about the game. Of course, there are some major flaws here and there, but there's time and the will of the developers, I guess, to fix these kind of things. And I'm very much yeah, looking forward to the future developments of that. I think the world is good, very great actually. It's not even only good, it's great. The NPCs are cool, the creatures are cool, and I think what I love the most about the game is the ongoing process you can have and just you're forced to do as well to enjoy the game. It's meaningful. It's not, you know, it's not like in other survival games where you can just build after a couple of times, a couple of minutes where you have unlocked everything and just build or whatever. No, you have to do some progress in here, and yeah, it just feels cool. There is a lot to like about it, especially also the forces you have, like the special abilities you get. They are useful, they are meaningful, they are not like random skills that you can punch someone harder or whatnot. No, they come in with a benefit of moving on, which I think is just amazing. And yeah, but I will talk about more structured and more in detail about this in a video talking about why I love Valheim so much and why I think it's one of the best games, especially for creative players like me, and paired with a bit of a, yeah, bit of nice little touch of survival and RPG. So that's kind of cool. And you can see over here, I'm just making sure that this looks almost like as if the serpent is cracking into the ground and out of it and in again. Not sure if I will use the pickaxe again to make it look a little bit more crushed than that, but I think as of now it looks kind of cool. And here was starting to, you know, look for some other cool bits here and there. I did put some of these rocky thingies somewhere, but you know, it didn't really change much, so I left them out. But yeah, so that's this. I just put down some signs over here to get a little bit more of detail into these extended scales on top of the a body, and then that's basically it. So here you can see this is the final transition of the finished product. I think in the context of our builds, you can see our little longhouse, boat's house thingy on the left hand side, and then there's also the blacksmith in the middle. I will showcase these if you guys want on a later stage, but yeah, this is mostly what we've done. And if you guys enjoyed today's video, I would love you to subscribe to the channel if you guys want and see more content like that. That would mean a lot to me. And also stay safe everyone, very important. And yeah, I would love to see your feedback down below in the comment section. You know, that always helps the videos the most. Get the interaction in, leave me a nice comment and talk about what you love about this build or not. You know, also if you have constructive criticism, this is always welcome. And this is the foggy image I was talking about. I think that looks fairly decent. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a wonderful day, and I talk to you in the next one.